Hey, welcome to a new video. Burj Al Babas is an abandoned luxury housing project near Edirne, Turkey, characterized by a creepy collection of over 700 mini castles. They're inspired by European architecture, particularly French chateaux. Originally intended as an exclusive residential project for wealthy buyers, it's now become a ghost town. It's filled with half-finished buildings, construction debris, and broken dreams. The project was launched in 2014 by Sero Properties Group, who had previously built successful thermal hotels in the region. This ambitious plan included 732 identical three-story villas, each priced between $370,000 and $530,000. The development targeted wealthy buyers from the Middle East, especially from countries like Qatar. However, the construction faced significant issues. Complaints from conservationists and environmental groups, combined with Turkey's economic downturn and the impact of the C-19 pandemic, led to financial troubles for the developer. By 2018, sales stalled, and the company eventually went bankrupt. The once promising project is now a dystopian landscape. Would you want to live in a haunted Disney-like castle?
Are you new to this channel? Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And before we start, also like the video.
This video was recorded in August 2011 and may show the largest Bigfoot ever caught on camera. A man was hiking in the San Juan Mountains of Colorado, USA when he encountered the creature. At first, he thought he saw a bear, but the longer he watched, the more it resembled a man. Until he realized it wasn't a person at all. The San Juan Mountains are known for Bigfoot sightings. In this video, you can see the Bigfoot figure walking around before settling by the riverbank, apparently ready to fish. The region is considered one of the most popular areas in the state for such reports, with numerous sightings over the years. The San Juan National Forest is even seen as a hotspot for sightings of this mysterious creature. According to the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, at least 130 Bigfoot sightings have been recorded in Colorado since 1972. These reports often describe a large, hairy creature, sometimes around 7 feet tall. Imagine being completely lost, stuck in the middle of nowhere, trapped in a maze-like cornfield. In November 2017, officers in North Carolina used a drone to help locate an 81-year-old woman with dementia who had gone missing from Asheboro. While a canine unit searched the surrounding area, they encountered difficult terrain in a vast cornfield. To enhance their search, the officers decided to deploy the department's drone. This proved effective, as they soon discovered the woman thanks to her purple jacket, which stood out against the backdrop of the cornfield. The use of drone tech by law enforcement is increasing, with an estimated 5,000 police departments in the US having implemented drone programs. This trend is fueled by the effectiveness of drones in various police tasks, including locating missing persons and mapping crime scenes. If we hadn't experienced the C-19 years ourselves, we'd think this was something straight out of a dystopian George Orwell novel. A drone flies past your window, repeating the same terrifying announcement: the lockdown has begun. Everyone's prohibited from leaving their homes. This happened in Chengdu, China, where lockdowns were quite strict. According to the National Health Commission, the country had established 1,600 high-risk areas, 1,700 medium-risk areas, and 300 low-risk areas. The size of these risk areas varied from individual shops to entire residential complexes. In high-risk areas, residents weren't allowed to leave their homes at all, while people in medium-risk areas were restricted to their own complexes. In September 2022, Chengdu, a megacity in the southwestern province of Sichuan with 21 million residents, extended its lockdown for the second time. The city was first locked down on September 1st, making it the largest Chinese metropolis to face such restrictions. On the day the citywide tests were set to end, Chengdu announced an extension of the lockdown for most of the city, along with new rounds of mass testing. Later that evening, it was announced that the lockdown measures for most districts would be extended, affecting 16 million people. Daily mass testing continued, with the aim of completely eliminating the spread of the virus within a week. Jay Slater, a 19-year-old from Lancashire, disappeared on June 17, 2024, while on vacation in Tenerife. His disappearance led to a massive search effort involving emergency services, local volunteers, and family members. They focused on the mountainous area near Moscow, where his phone had last emitted a signal. These drone images, chilling on their own, show the spot where he was eventually found. After 29 days of searching, Jay's body was discovered in a ravine, not far from where his phone had last connected. The area is characterized by steep slopes and dense vegetation, making it difficult and dangerous to navigate. His body was formally identified through fingerprints. It's believed that Jay lost his balance and fell trying to navigate the challenging terrain, possibly in an attempt to return to his hotel. The rugged landscape of the ravine and the extreme heat likely made the situation even more difficult. Local sources indicate that the area had been thoroughly searched initially, leading to speculation about how he remained undiscovered for so long.
Uncontacted tribes, also known as isolated peoples, are groups that have little to no contact with the outside world. These tribes often live in remote and inaccessible areas, such as the Amazon rainforest. These drone images depict a tribe of spear-wielding warriors found in Brazil. They live in huts, cover themselves with red body paint, and may come closest to ancient times. Uncontacted tribes in the Amazon region include the Yanomami, Awa, Matsis, and Alçalados do Alto and Vera, the latter of which resides in remote areas along the Alto and Vera River. They're known for their distinctive facial and body paint and their avoidance of contact with outsiders. The exact number and specific identity of the tribes within this group are not fully known. Meanwhile, the Yanomami people inhabit the border areas of Brazil and Venezuela. They're one of the largest uncontacted tribes in the Amazon region, with an estimated population of around 35,000 individuals. The Yanomami tribe has a deep connection to their ancestral land and is known for their unique culture, including their communal life, shamanic practices, and distinct communal houses called Llanos.
Hinsamwan, which means three whale rocks in Thai, is a remarkable rock formation in Phil Sung, in the Bumkan province of Thailand. This geological wonder is about 75 million years old and is located near the Mekong River. The formation consists of three large rock blocks that, when viewed from certain angles, resemble a family of whales, hence the name. The area where Hinsamwan is located was once a shallow sea during the early Cretaceous period, about 100 to 85 million years ago. Through geological processes, the land was uplifted from the sea, leading to the formation of the current landscape. The rocks are primarily composed of sandstone, formed through erosion and weathering. Hinsamwan is part of a protected nature area within the Kala Rainforest National Reserve. It's a popular tourist destination, particularly known for its breathtaking viewpoints, especially at sunrise. Visitors can enjoy panoramic views of the surrounding landscapes, including the Mekong River and nearby mountains.
Idaho is one of the states in America where multiple Bigfoot sightings have been reported. In this video, however, a man claims to have captured enormous Bigfoot footage on a drone running through a remote area. According to many stories, Idaho is one of the habitats where Bigfoot is often observed. As you know, Bigfoot is a legendary creature, often described as a large, hairy ape-like being that stands upright. It's believed to inhabit forests and mountains primarily in North America. The name Bigfoot is derived from the large footprints that have been found and are often attributed to the creature. Descriptions of Bigfoot vary in height, from about 5.9 to 9.8 feet tall, with most of the body being covered in thick hair and emitting a strong and pungent odor. These creatures are known for their elusive nature and often attempt to flee or stay out of sight from humans. Could that also be the case in this video? And do you think that Bigfoot noticed the drone? Let me know in the comments. The Ukrainian town of Pripyat, which has now become a ghost town, is home to the worst nuclear disaster of all time. On April 25, 1986, a reactor at the nuclear power plant exploded, releasing radioactive materials into the area. The government tried to evacuate as many people living near the town as possible. A total of 335,000 people had to leave their homes, and a 30-kilometer wide restricted zone was formed, where people were not allowed to go. In the following drone footage, we can see what Pripyat looks like decades later. There's an eerie atmosphere around the abandoned buildings, the hospitals, the school, but mainly the playgrounds with the toys left behind.
In the middle of a desolate frozen wilderness, a mother bear and her cub venture across a nearly impossible terrain, all captured by a drone. This mountain would trip up even the most experienced climber. There's a few nerve-wracking moments where the mother or cub slips, but they manage to recover each time. The most terrifying moment occurs on a nearly vertical slope, where the cub seems unable to climb. At one point, it slips down dozens of feet, struggling to gain traction on the snowy ground. The mother bear paces nervously at the top of the slope, but watch as the determined bear cub claws its way back up, finally reaching the summit, where a lesser bear might have given up long ago.
These archaeologists utilized drones equipped with advanced imaging technology to unearth ancient villages in New Mexico. The drones were equipped with cameras capable of capturing thermal images and other details not easily discernible to the naked eye. By flying the drones over archaeological sites, researchers were able to identify buried structures, ceremonial pits, and other features that provide valuable insights into the history and culture of ancient civilizations. The discoveries made using drones in New Mexico have contributed to a better understanding of the ancient Puebloan society, which thrived in the region approximately 1,000 years ago. When drones flew over the Blue Jay area, they found the following. The drone passed over numerous ant mounds and eventually discovered circular formations in the landscapes. The drone passed over numerous ant mounds and eventually discovered circular formations in the landscape. Within hours, a task that could have taken years, the archaeological team could arrive on site and further explore the location. This 1,000-year-old village was first discovered in the 1970s and is now identified with nearly 60 ancestral Puebloan houses, all encircling what was once a large spring.
In 2012, the agricultural heart of Turkey, specifically the Konya Plain, faced a severe environmental crisis as massive sinkholes began forming in the region. This alarming phenomenon was attributed to severe drought and the excessive extraction of groundwater for irrigation, causing underground cavities to no longer support the weight of the surface. The emergence of these sinkholes posed a serious threat to local farmers, as they not only endangered their crops, but also threatened residential areas. Around 600 sinkholes were documented on the Konya Plain, nearly double the number from the previous year. The economic impact was severe. Farmers had to rely on more expensive water sources as traditional groundwater supplies dried up, leading to higher costs and lower incomes. Many farmers struggled to make ends meet, with some stating that they could no longer afford basic necessities. This situation was exacerbated by shrinking water reserves in local lakes, further complicating irrigation efforts.
Surfing can be a lot of fun to do, but there's something you definitely don't want to encounter when you're surfing. You might have guessed it, sharks. Especially when they get close and circle ya. This happened to a 32-year-old surfer from Sydney who wasn't fully aware that he was being stalked in the water near the Australian town of Ballina by one of the most dangerous predators on Earth. According to him, he heard the sound of the shark's tail, looked back, and ignored the sound. But he soon realized he was surrounded by a great white shark. In fact, the shark came so close that it was only a few centimeters away from the surfer. Fortunately, the shark decided to just swim away that day. The bizarre thing is that this was all captured on a drone by someone else. What would you do in this situation? Let me know in the comments. A blind man named Richard from Connecticut was located by the police using a drone after he got lost in the woods at night in freezing temperatures. The 62-year-old man was reported missing on a Saturday morning by his brother after the family couldn't reach him. Neighbors confirmed that he hadn't been seen since Friday at 10 a.m., prompting the Enfield Police Department to investigate his disappearance. After looking into his previous behavior, the police department concluded that he had likely become disoriented and walked away from his home. Due to concerns about hypothermia, the police department enlisted the help of a drone pilot for the search. After a 30-minute search, the man was found hidden from sight, only 328 feet or 100 meters into the woods. The drone footage shows the rescue team bringing a stretcher through the woods to the spot where he was concealed. Fortunately, he was rescued fairly quickly, and let's hope he's doing well now. The Derbyshire police in England recently released drone footage that led to the successful arrest of a criminal. The drone footage captures the moment when Thomas escapes through a rear window in an attempt to evade the officers waiting for him at the front door. He managed to elude the police dogs and jumped over multiple fences, but couldn't escape the police surveillance drone, which recorded his every move. Thanks to the drone's assistance, the police were able to apprehend the man without further incidents. They found him in a neighbor's backyard, where he was hiding and thinking he was clever enough to outsmart the police. Thanks to this drone, Thomas was ultimately sentenced to 2 years and 4 months in prison for possessing illegal substances.
It's the middle of the night, and you look up to the sky, where a drone captures a rare figure or ghost flying above the city during the carnival celebrations in San Pedro. Spectators present that night first noticed a strange apparition. They saw a strange figure that seemed to be searching for the crown of the church before quickly shooting upward and disappearing. Churches are often seen in many cultures as haunted places. This connection may stem from the belief that these sacred sites are linked to the afterlife and spiritual realms. Many ghost stories revolve around the apparitions in or around churches, often connected to unresolved issues or tragic events involving the deceased. But these video images were captured at night during a carnival, making it a disturbing event. On the other hand, carnivals are known for their festive and chaotic atmosphere, which strongly contrasts the solemnity of churches.
During World War II, countless bombs were dropped on cities and villages throughout Europe, including the United Kingdom. However, many of these bombs didn't explode upon impact and remained buried or hidden for decades. This is one of them, discovered during routine work. When an unexploded bomb is found, authorities typically take immediate measures to ensure public safety. In this case, 2,600 houses had to be evacuated so they could safely detonate the bomb. Many people living nearby reported feeling the explosion throughout the city. Some returned to their homes with damaged walls, windows, doors, and roofs. Some houses were even declared uninhabitable. Drone footage captured the terrifying moment when the bomb was intentionally detonated. According to an expert, this explosion left a crater so dramatically large that 3 double-decker buses could have parked there. If you were to walk through Croker, Virginia in the United States and came across the next area of large statues, you would think you have just landed on another planet. The total of 43 statues are the former presidents of the United States. Each statue is a whopping 5 to 6 meters tall. As you can see, they're not in the best condition. The statues of Abraham Lincoln and his predecessors look like they came out of a horror movie and have broken heads and crumbled parts of the body. These are the remnants of Virginia's President's Park. When the park closed, sculptor David Adix, who had created the haunting statues, saw his work nearly lost. The giant statues were eventually taken to a 400-acre farm. Would you find it creepy if you suddenly came across these statues? Let me know in the comments.
Cemeteries are creepy, but in this specific case, a question needs to be asked. Creepy because of what? Because what this drone captured wasn't a ghost. Unfortunately, little's known about the video. The drone flying over the cemetery spotted a pale creature crawling on all fours, slowly moving between the graves. Viewers quickly pointed out that this creature bore a strong resemblance to SCP-096, also known as the Shy Guy, a fictional humanoid creature from the SCP Foundation universe. It's characterized by a tall, pale, and emaciated appearance, approximately 7 feet 10 inches tall, with disproportionately long arms, about 5 feet long each. SCP-096 has no skin pigmentation and no body hair, and its jaw can open about 4 times farther than that of an average human. People who have seen this video believe it might be SCP-096, calmly spending time at the cemetery. However, if someone sees its face, it can enter a state of extreme aggression. Whether someone sees it directly or through media, such as photos or videos, it will pursue that person wherever they are. The creature in this video exhibits extraordinary speed and strength. And if this is indeed SCP-096, it can break through barriers to reach its target.
Amazing drone footage of a bicycle graveyard in China was captured by a man named Wu Guoyong. However, the issue stems from excessive bike production and inadequate demand. The man used his drone to capture more than 15 different locations throughout China, which are now home to thousands of abandoned, damaged, and graffiti-covered bicycles. The rainbow-colored mass graves of these bicycles have become a symbol of the failure of their unsustainable business model, which has recently come under criticism. In an attempt to dominate the market and eliminate competition, bicycle companies flooded cities worldwide with more bikes, more than they could even accommodate. This strategy was implemented in 2017 and resulted in an oversupply of bikes and problems for cities struggling to cope with the excess. The outcome was the bicycle graveyard, where discarded bikes lie in poor condition.
The Vance Creek Bridge is known as the second highest railway bridge in the United States, standing at an impressive height of 348 feet. Built in 1929 by the Simpson Logging Company, the bridge was a crucial part of the local logging industry, until it was abandoned in the 1950s. The bridge was originally built to facilitate logging operations and served as a major transport artery for moving timber. Decades later, the Vance Creek Bridge is viewed as an impressive feat of engineering, constructed by the American Bridge Company. Today, the bridge is abandoned and has become a popular yet controversial destination. Access to the bridge is illegal, and several measures, including guards and barbed wire, have been put in place to discourage trespassers, which range from adventurers and photographers. The condition of the bridge has deteriorated over the years, with many missing or rotted railroad ties.
Did you know that the FBI has had a file on the legendary Bigfoot since 1976? Whether it's Bigfoot, Sasquatch, or an ape-like creature roaming the rural areas of North America, the world has always had a fascination with these large, furry creatures. Bigfoot is believed to be a giant ape species. In the last 50 years, there's been over 10,000 eyewitness accounts of Bigfoot in North America. While all witness account stories of seeing Bigfoot are usually hard to believe, video footage makes it a lot more reliable. If the following video's to be believed, we should see a 3-meter Bigfoot roaming around here. Do you think this could be Bigfoot? And do you believe Bigfoot exists? Let me know in the comments. Kuwait grapples with the world's largest tire graveyard that has accumulated in the Arhia area over the past 2 decades. The graveyard contains 50 million tires, posing environmental and health risks. In recent years, several fires have broken out in the tire landfills, causing severe pollution and health problems for nearby communities. The Kuwaiti government has taken measures to get rid of the tires, including exporting 5 million used tires and establishing 5 factories to cut, recycle, and export these tires. Authorities have also allocated a 1,243 square mile, or 2 million square meter area in Salmi for the establishment of tire recycling factories. However, experts have criticized the government's efforts, saying they're insufficient to address the challenge posed by the massive number of tires. In August 2021, a drone video captured thousands of burning tires. The fire produced a thick black smoke plume visible from afar, alarming nearby residents about the potential health risks. Firefighters worked diligently to isolate the fire from the rest of the tires, containing it to an area of 656 square feet, or 200 square meters. In the enchanting landscapes of Anshun, China, with towering cliffs and rugged terrain, thousands of coffins lie abandoned in caves. In one cave, it's estimated that over 500 stacked coffins are present. According to local legends, ancient tribes known as the Sky Burialists believed that the higher they were buried, the closer they would be to heaven. Thus, the unique tradition of hanging coffins on steep cliff walls was born. It wasn't until the 21st century, with the rise of advanced drone technology, that the full extent of these hanging coffins could be documented. The drone footage revealed an extensive network of coffins, some even stacked vertically, appearing to float in the air. Some historians believe that these aerial burials also served as protection against wild animals and grave robbers.
On January 14, 2018, a Pegasus Airlines Boeing 737 slid off the runway at Trabzon Airport in northeastern Turkey. Imagine how terrifying that must have been if you were on that plane. The aircraft came dangerously close to falling off a steep slope, narrowly avoiding a plunge into the Black Sea. Everyone on board was too scared to move, fearing that the plane would make one final lurch forward. After landing, the plane slid off the runway and down the slope, coming to a halt with its nose facing the sea. Fortunately, all 162 passengers and crew members were safely evacuated without injuries. However, eyewitnesses described it as a panic situation. The governor stated that the cause of the incident was still being investigated. Initial reports suggested that a sudden engine failure contributed to the loss of control during landing. Following the incident, Trabzon Airport was temporarily closed for safety inspections, but reopened the next morning. Passengers described the experience as miraculous and emphasized how close they came to disaster if the plane had slid further down the slope.
Mannequins, looking like lifelike yet lifeless figures, play an interesting role in the consumer-driven world. These human-shaped models serve as indispensable tools for a wide range of people, from merchandisers and fashion designers to filmmakers. Despite their everyday nature, they are at the center of an unusual story in a remote area of Lincolnshire, United Kingdom. English YouTuber Tom Scott captured approximately 25,000 mannequin figures with his drone on the Mannequin property. Mannequin is a unique project that revitalizes worn mannequin arms, legs, and torsos. It looks pretty eerie and strange to see so many mannequins all at once, don't you think? If you're afraid of snakes, then you would find the following video pretty scary. A YouTuber named Michael Delaney lost control of the GoPro-equipped drone, and it ended up in a pit full of hissing rattlesnakes. Fortunately, he himself didn't fall into the pit, but only his drone that took this unique video footage. The rattlesnakes did not like being filmed because one of them hissed aggressively at the camera. Rattlesnakes can be very poisonous, and it's said that 7,000 to 8,000 people are bitten annually, in just the United States alone. Delaney eventually managed to get the drone back by using a field hockey stick.
In June 2017, after hours of hiking on the Devil's Head Trail in Colorado, 2 men and their dog lost their way after accidentally straying off the path. Fortunately, despite limited mobile coverage, they were able to call for help. Instead of a long search with volunteers through the night, the rescue team used a drone to quickly locate the missing hikers. And they made contact with them within a few hours. 50 years ago, such a rescue would have been impossible, and back then, people would form a line to search a field for the missing. Now that we have tech, this allows us to pinpoint exactly where someone is, using a combination of tools. Dogs, drones, and helicopters. But helicopters cost almost $1,000 to $2,000 an hour to operate. In most missing persons cases, volunteers are the ones trying to find the lost individuals, meaning there's no budget for such expensive resources. In this case, the drone played a crucial role in the miraculous rescue of the man. Let's hope he's doing well.
UFOs have been a subject of fascination and speculation for many years. Reports of silver spheres or objects with a metallic appearance in the sky are among the sightings often associated with UFO encounters. In these next drone footage, we see a silver sphere flying by at an impossible speed. And when you slow it down, you can see it even more clearly. Witnesses often describe them as spherical objects emitting a metallic or reflective appearance. They're usually reported as highly reflective. with a bright silver or metallic sheen. Additionally, these silver spheres can appear to hover silently or make rapid, unpredictable movements. One striking aspect is their ability to move at extremely high speeds and perform maneuvers that defy the capabilities of conventional aircraft. Witnesses have described these objects as accelerating, decelerating, and abruptly changing direction without any visible form of propulsion. This certainly raises questions about who or what might be controlling these UFOs. Could they be aliens? What do you think?
In a terrifying incident recently caught on camera, a woman finds herself in a distressing confrontation with a drone. Initially, she seems startled as the drone hovers above her. Her panic escalates as the drone continues to follow her movements, evoking palpable fear, even through the screen. She's so frightened that she falls and stumbles as she tries to get back on her feet. In the drone footage, you can see her desperate attempts to escape the drone's relentless gaze. As she runs to her house for protection, the drone continues to follow her. The disturbing nature of this experience raises questions about privacy. In an era where technology can stalk us without consequence, it's not just the woman's fear of the drone itself, but also the fear of the unknown entity controlling it. This incident also sheds light on a growing problem: the increase of drones with cameras that can invade personal spaces without consent.
Would you sacrifice a drone if it provided cool video footage? Sam Crossman and the rest of the National Geographic team did just that, and decided to film a volcano up close. They let their drone go into the dangerous Baringer Crater at the active Vanuatu volcano. And due to the incredible heat of the bubbling lava, the drone unfortunately didn't make it. But they can say that they managed to capture video footage which no one has ever done before. Would you sacrifice your drone to film a good photo or incredible event? Or would you consider that a waste of money? The Kakaya rock tomb is an ancient tomb located in Kirkdom, about 17 miles or 27 kilometers north of Qorum in Turkey. The tomb dates back to the Hellenistic period and is estimated to have been built in the 2nd century BC. It's carved into a rocky and steep terrain formed by fissures in the rift valleys created by a river. The tomb has a cubic shape, and the inscription Ikesios can be found on the tomb's door. However, the origin and meaning of this word is still a mystery. Visiting this mountain tomb takes an adventurous spirit, as it's located in almost an inaccessible location. However, drone footage has been captured of the tomb that showcases how otherworldly it looks. The video highlights the beauty and impressive architecture of the tomb from an aerial perspective. It also provides a unique view of the tomb that is not easily accessible from the ground, emphasizing the intricate details of the tomb's construction and the surrounding landscape. Believe it or not, this tomb was discovered by chance in 1996 by a shepherd who stumbled upon the tomb while grazing a sheep. The Ancient Poo Walls in Peru are a remarkable hydraulic engineering feat developed by the ancient Nazca civilization, which thrived in the region between 200 BC and 600 AD. If their name sounds familiar, you probably recognize them from their famous Nazca lines. These people created a network of underground wells called pukios to access and distribute groundwater in the arid desert landscape. The pukios are underground channels that capture water from underground sources and bring it to the surface. This construction involved digging long tunnels into the ground, often several feet or meters deep. The tunnels were lined with stones and carefully designed to maintain water flow and prevent debris from entering the system. Ventilation shafts were also built at regular intervals to provide fresh air to the workers and maintain the stability of the tunnels. The network of pukios was interconnected, allowing water to flow from one well to another. What makes these Nazca wells so mysterious is that we still don't fully understand the techniques they used to build them.
These drone images show you a stunning, sprawling natural area with miles of breathtaking greenery. It makes you want to leave the city behind and spend your days in peace. While it's tempting to take drone footage, you're disturbing the peace of someone who lives there. And it quickly became clear that the farmer isn't happy about being filmed. As soon as he sees the drone filming his land, he quickly disappears back into his barn. However, when he comes out again, he only sees his face for a moment before the drone suddenly gets shot out of the sky. In this situation, who do you think was in the wrong? The person behind the drone, whose expensive tech was shot down? Or the person being filmed without permission, who probably has valid concerns about footage being taken of his property?
The forest fires in Portugal in 2017 were devastating and primarily occurred in the central part of the country, particularly in the municipality of Pedras Viaduct. They began on June 17, 2017, and raged for several days, resulting in significant loss of life and widespread destruction. The fires were fueled by a combination of extremely high temperatures, low humidity, and strong winds, creating ideal conditions for the rapid spread of flames. Drone footage captured the aftermath of the event, with cars, houses, and several villages completely engulfed. The speed and intensity of the fires also made it difficult for authorities to evacuate residents in time, and the scale of devastation was enormous. Thousands of hectares of forest, farmland, and residential areas were destroyed, leaving a landscape of scorched trees and ashes. UFO sightings have been in the news a lot lately. The following video footage I'm going to show you was filmed by a 59-year-old Army veteran. He saw things flying near his house from time to time, so he grabbed his drone and started filming the area. And after a few attempts, he managed to capture something on camera. An unknown object went by at an incredible speed, and the man was convinced that he had captured a UFO on camera. He reportedly had the video footage examined, and the video was eventually sent to NASA. What happened to the video footage after that, I unfortunately couldn't find. But it said that the object could have been traveling at speeds of over 6,400 kilometers per hour. Do you think this was a real UFO, and could it have to do with aliens? Or what else could it be?
This cornfield is just 2 hours outside of Toronto and is known for its sinister reputation. Numerous police reports have documented bizarre criminal activity taking place among the dense rows of corn. Aerial photos taken by passing planes reveal strange crop circles in the field, adding to its eerie allure. Rumor has it that those who dare to enter the field, drawn by its secrets, never return. They go in, but they never come back. Among the rustling corn stalks, however, stands a lone scarecrow, but something about it isn't right. Unlike ordinary scarecrows, this one seems aware. It shifts position when you look away, as if it's watching you. Holding a pitchfork, it remains eerily still when you make eye contact. But as soon as the drone gets too close, the scarecrow suddenly changes. What if it's a farmer? Someone protecting their field from intruders? Or perhaps he lures unsuspecting visitors in an innocent figure, only to strike when they're defenseless. The menacing look suggests a darker purpose, brandishing the pitchfork as if to defend its territory. Take a closer look. The path through the corn is unnaturally clear, as if it's been carved out by someone who knows the land inside and out. What makes it even creepier is that the path leads to a dilapidated house at the back of the field. Do you think the scarecrow drags its victims there?
This man flew his drone over Berkeley Castle, a historic castle in the town of Berkeley in Gloucestershire, England, and spotted a translucent figure. Berkeley Castle dates back to the 11th century and has been the residence of the Berkeley family for over 900 years, making it one of the longest inhabited castles in England. According to the man, he captured a ghostly apparition of a knight who is said to have died and still haunts the castle. The castle is known for its eerie legend and allegedly ghost sightings. A couple of eerie tales include that of the White Lady, said to be the spirit of a former resident, Lady Elise Berkeley, and the other ghost is believed to be a headless knight, presumed to be the spirit of a royalist soldier beheaded during the English Civil War. What do you think when you look at the drone footage? Do you see a spectral figure resembling a soldier walking through the castle courtyard? Let me know in the comments.
They can't stop all of us. That's what people said when they wanted to storm the super secret Area 51 in 2019. Of course, that plan failed, when only a few hundred people showed up out of the millions who had responded to the initial Facebook invitation. In 2023, one man tried the same thing. Or should we say, one drone. These drone images are considered the last thing this drone ever captured. A man decided to fly the drone over the restricted area in hopes of capturing an alien or a secret experiment on film. However, the drone didn't make it far before being taken down, likely by one of the notorious security guards who protected that area. It's illegal to fly drones in Area 51 due to its strict legal security measures. Area 51, a highly classified U.S. Air Force base in Nevada, is surrounded by restricted airspace. Area 51, a highly classified U.S. Air Force base in Nevada, is surrounded by restricted airspace and is protected by various defense systems. The airspace above Area 51 is a no-fly zone for unauthorized aircraft, including drones. This means that any attempt to fly a drone in this area can result in severe legal consequences, including arrest for airspace violation. The facility is equipped with advanced anti-drone tech, capable of detecting and disabling unauthorized drones.
If you fly a drone over Canice Chase in Staffordshire, England, chances are you'll get some great shots. The area is full of beautiful hiking and biking trails. However, the next person captured something with his drone that is quite terrifying and supernatural. According to him, it would be a sighting of a ghost child with black eyes. The residents of this area also say that there's a chance that they're being chased by a certain girl with black eyes. It's hard to see on the video footage, but what do you think the drone managed to capture here? For years, people could make reports seeing this figure near the forest. Pretty creepy if you ask me. Could this be a ghost, or what else could it be? Let me know in the comments. The Mexican Ministry of Defense announced some time ago that soldiers had discovered an enormous marijuana plantation. This plantation was nearly 120 hectares, or 300 acres in size, and was located in Baja California desert. It was said to be the largest known plantation in Mexico, 4 times larger than the second largest field discovered in the northern state of Chihuahua in 1984. The plants were protected under black cloths and were supported by an advanced irrigation system. Some of the plants were several feet or meters tall, and it also included wooden outbuildings likely for caretakers. Typically, these fields are destroyed by soldiers who chop down and burn the plants, but this discovery was incredible. It suggests that marijuana is still a significant trade for Mexican cartels, although it's unclear how much of their revenue comes from this source. However, the discovery wasn't made using a drone. It was discovered by soldiers on patrol. Nevertheless, the military that went to investigate and take down the plantation did have drones with them, and you can see how extensive and vast the plantation was. This happened in the year 2015, the same year when tunnels between the US and Mexico were found, attributed to the infamous cartel leader El Chapo. If you fly your drone over roads and train tracks, the last thing you want to encounter is a creepy clown with a red balloon who notices your drone. Whether it's a supernatural, demonic clown like the one from the It movie, or someone dressed as a clown, people still get scared either way. Clowns often have exaggerated features, like heavy makeup, brightly colored costumes, and oversized shoes. These drone images can certainly evoke a sense of unease, and the guys were trying to understand the true intentions of the clown. Clowns conceal their true identity behind their makeup and masks, which can create a sense of unpredictability and can make it difficult to trust them. Clowns are traditionally associated with horror and entertainment, but this has changed a lot in recent years. Seeing this clown spring into action after spotting the drone also certainly raises the fear factor. What do you think this clown was doing here?
In July 2018, experienced Scottish climber Rick Allen fell during a solo attempt to reach the summit of Broad Peak, the 12th highest mountain in the world. The incident occurred during his descent from the summit, and after missing for 36 hours, his climbing companions and team members began to lose hope of his survival. The turning point in the search came when a Japanese cook at the K2 base camp spotted Allen's backpack on the mountain. This led to the use of a drone operated by Polish climbers. They were set at the base camp preparing their own ascent of K2. The drone was deployed to scout the area, and through its camera, they were able to locate Allen on the mountainside, alive, but in distress. Thanks to the drone, they could see Allen's condition, reassuring the team that he was still alive and reigniting hopes of a rescue. A group of climbers was directed to his location, and they reached him just before nightfall. Allen was found with superficial injuries and signs of frostbite, but he was in relatively good condition. He was brought back to Camp 3 and later to the base camp for further medical care. Allen later expressed his gratitude for the drone that saved him, and said that it had changed his view of drones from a nuisance to a valuable safety tool in climbing.
Sanmenxia is an ancient underground cave city in China, located in the northern part of the Henan province. The city was built during the Northern Wei dynasty and served as a military stronghold during the Sui and Tang dynasties. The city consists of a network of underground tunnels and chambers that are carved out. It's estimated that the city could accommodate up to 10,000 people. What this drone shows is an area of more than 62 square miles, or 100,000 square meters, built in the shape of an eagle. One of the most interesting features of this place is the defensive measures that were built into the design of the city. The city has a series of traps and secret passages designed to thwart intruders. For example, the city has a large stone that hangs above one of the gates. If an enemy army attempted to enter the city, the stone would be dropped, crushing the army and blocking the entrance. If you're afraid of clowns, then you better not watch the following video. The clown Pennywise we know from the It movies is scary enough. But this next guy allegedly captured a clown on camera in real life in an empty cornfield. I have no idea what the clown was doing there, but the clown seems to notice the drone at one point as well. The man filming also has no idea what the clown's doing, but he decides to chase him with his drone for a while. And then the clown runs into the woods and disappears. Could this have been someone he knew, or would he have really captured a random clown on camera? And what do you think he was doing in that cornfield?
The Pedras Viaduct is an abandoned elevated highway in the lush jungle of southeastern Brazil, specifically in the state of Sao Paulo. This striking structure, which hovers about 131 feet above the jungle and is 984 feet long, was originally part of the ambitious Rio Santos Highway project, which was initiated in the 1960s. The construction began during a period of major infrastructure development, intended to improve connections between major cities like Rio de The construction began during the period of major infrastructure development, intended to improve connections between major cities. It was designed to bypass more than 30 miles of coastal roads and provide a more direct route through the mountainous terrain of the Serra do Mar. However, due to Brazil's economic crisis in the 1970s, the project was halted, and it was left unfinished and abandoned. Today it stands as a mysterious relic of past ambitions, often described as an eyesore in the surrounding jungle. It's become a popular destination for adventurous tourists, particularly for activities like bungee jumping and abseiling.
Reindeer are highly social animals that often move in groups or herds, but here we witness the unusual behavior of them walking in circular patterns. One reason reindeer might form circles is for protection. In the wild, when faced with wolves or bears, reindeer can instinctively come together in a circular formation, with adults forming an outer ring and juveniles in the center. This arrangement helps deter predators and provides a better chance of detecting them and escaping. Circles of reindeer can also occur during herding. Reindeer herds use various techniques to manage and move their herds, and one of the methods involves creating a circular formation to control the direction and movement of the animals. By encircling the reindeer, herds can lead them in a specific direction or keep them in a particular area. However, at some point, as seen here, you need to break the pattern before they keep walking in the same circle forever.
The use of drone technology has proven valuable in archaeology, enabling the discovery of important historical sites that would have otherwise remained hidden. In a remarkable archaeological find, a drone discovered a burial chamber containing the mummified remains of 72 individuals from the ancient Guanche civilization on the island of Gran Canaria. This discovery was made by a group of amateur archaeologists, known as El Legado, who used drone tech to locate the hidden cave. The burial chamber, dating from between 800 and 1000 AD, contained 62 skeletal remains of adults, and even 10 original inhabitants of the Canary Islands. The Guanche society, believed to have originated from North Africa, was known for its unique cultural practices. This recent discovery is of great significance, as it includes the first documented cases of newborns in such burial sites, something that had been overlooked in previous excavations. The bodies were carefully wrapped in traditional death shrouds made from animal hide, indicating a consistent burial ritual. Experts had to descend about 72 feet to reach the burial chamber.
Your drone might survive in a pit of rattlesnakes, but in the following video footage, there's several tigers running after the drone. I couldn't figure out why the tigers were doing this, but it looks like the one has lost his drone. In fact, a group of tigers ran after it and managed to take the drone down. The video footage is said to be from a Siberian tiger resort in China. Although the tigers look a bit fat, they can still run 50 to 65 kilometers per hour. So they managed to bring down the drone, but the video footage remained untouched and looked spectacular. Fortunately, the staff of the resort were able to retrieve the broken drone. Unfortunately, they didn't have to buy a new drone, and drones aren't too cheap. Impact craters occur on all celestial bodies in our solar system, from small asteroids to large planets like Earth. Baringer Crater is located near the city of Winslow on Route 66 in Arizona, United States. It's the first crater confirmed to have been caused by an extraterrestrial impact, and it has a diameter of approximately 0.62 miles, or 1 kilometer. The crater is relatively young, and is estimated to be about 50,000 years old. Despite its relatively young age, the crater has been known since the late 19th century. Drone footage captured the immense size of the crater and allows you to get a closer look at it. However, there was a debate about whether the crater was caused by an impact or was related to the nearby volcanic area. It wasn't until the 1960s when high-pressure forms of quartz were identified in the rocks, along with meteorite fragments found nearby that scientists identified as originating from outside of Earth. Besides its scientific significance, this crater has also been featured in numerous films and TV shows, including Star Trek, The Next Generation, and The X-Files. You can also visit the area as it's become a popular tourist attraction, and even has a visitor center providing info about the crater's formation and scientific significance.
Accessing it can be challenging, as the roads leading to it have deteriorated, and visitors often have to navigate through dense vegetation. Do you have a drone, and have you ever spotted something strange? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos we've made, click one on the screen or take a look at the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.